Hi everyone. Today we are going to do these two projects. And so I'm actually going to show you guys how to paint with our paste. It's going to be super awesome, super easy. I'm really quickly going to send this over to my VIP group. If you are not a chalk couture designer and you would love to be in the VIP group, please comment VIP below. If you are a chalk couture designer, welcome to my business page. I keep getting, hold on a second, guys, sorry. Okay. Oh boy. Anyway, so today is the 9th. Is this month going by fast for anybody else? It's going by super fast for me. A demo. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys how to paint with our paste. It's super easy. I'm going to cut this apart real quick, and then we will do these bottom two tomorrow, so you guys will get to see them. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint the box frame insert piece. I'm going to set that back over there. So you're going to want to take them out. And obviously you guys can see I had Halloween on the back side. And cute little duck. But these are double-sided. Our box frames come with 3 drop-in pieces. So that's 6 projects. And so I'm going to show you guys. There's a couple different tricks on how to paint. You can dry brush it, wet it, and move it around. You can use baby wipes, like 99% water baby wipes, and kind of do it like a, almost kind of like you are staining something. We're going to do it just with our paste the normal way that I actually learned how to do. And that's by taking some of the paste out of the jar. And we're going to wet it. And we are going to paint with it. Now, what's great about our paste is if it does get a little bit dry, you always can add water to it, distilled water, and you can make it thinner. So, hi, Tina. So, I'm going to move you guys down so you guys can see better what I'm doing. So, I'm using distilled water. I'm just going to spritz that for just like a little second, and then I'm going to mix this paste in and try and make it so it's not clumpy. And we're going to use it like an acrylic paint or craft paint. Okay, so we're just gonna, I can see there's still a little bit of lumps, so I'm just gonna just do a little bit of spritz there. Now you can use any misting bottle, will work, just FYI. Okay, I'm gonna set that down there. All right, so I'm gonna take my paintbrush. I got a little bit on there. And I'm just going to paint it just like you would normally. Running. I always like to keep my lines kind of going the same direction. That's just my OCD. And you're going to make a mess. Just an FYI too. You're going to make a mess. But that's what crafting is all about, right? You make a mess. Clean it up. It cleans up with baby wipes. You can use parchment paper, wax paper, whatever you want to do to lay down on your surface. Or you can get one of these self-healing mats, like what I've got on my desk. So here is another little tip and trick so you don't get paint on your fingers. If you're wanting to paint with our paste, you also can use... Okay, so there is a tool that comes in our artisan toolkit, which I will put in the cart link. I use this one. It's got like a little baby squeegee, and I actually use it to hold my surface down to still paint on it. Okay. Let's just make sure we're getting it on there. I don't like paint or like the brush lines, so I'm just going to kind of go over top. I again. All right. So now I'm actually going to take this. Let me wash my fingers off here. And I'm going to dry it. And you will see it'll go to a chalky finish once it's dry. And to protect this paint, the paste that we just painted, you're going to want to wax it in between. It's just going to protect it. It's going to protect your transfer. It's going to protect the background as well, just in case it's not completely dry, so it doesn't pull up. All right, I'm going to actually grab this for a second, and I just noticed I had paste right here, and I don't want that there. Okay, so I'm going to clean this off the table. Let's set this off to the side here. And it's going to make a mess, guys. It just always does. But it'll come right off. You just got to use a little bit of elbow grease. And if it doesn't come off the mat, it's okay. Because this mat is meant to be worked on and painted on and all of that. Now this is the Couture self-healing mat. So I will add it to the cart link. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the baby wipe method. So I'm going to pull out this baby wipe. Let me dry this real quick because I don't want it to weird. You can still see it, but it'll come off. I'll probably end up using a Clorox wipe. So I'm going to actually take that brush and put it over here. And then I'm going to just dab this in here. And you're going to smear it on. See how it's kind of thin? You're thinning it out a little bit. You can do it so many different ways, guys. There's many different techniques. You're going to want to dry in between. Obviously, you can see I got my... Oh my goodness, this is just wanting to move everywhere. That's just how today is going to go. Now, because I am actually going to dry in between, I'm not really that worried about... Let's see how it's like... That's what happens when you go with a thinner one. But, hold on, I'm going to dry this, and then we're going to go back over top. And I'll show you guys. So, pulling out another baby wipe. I'm going to grab all this extra. And you're just going to paint with it like that. Now you can see it's not covering as well. So you kind of have to go over it multiple times. Multiple times, multiple dries. So I'm actually going to dry this and we're going to paint it just to make this go by faster. That is another technique that you can do. And you can see it's not super dark. That is a technique that you can do. The baby wipe method doesn't work as well. It's a lot of going back over it, going back over it, going back over it. But it will eventually cover. You just have to do multiple layers. But I'm also going to show you guys now the dry brush method. So I'm going to just dip this paintbrush into the paste and just paint. I'm going to move that out of the way so you guys can see. Paint over top. But you can see it's thick, right? So you're going to spritz it with the water. And it'll thin it out. So it's basically like what I just did with the other one. And now that the brush is a little wet, it will work all the way through. You can also get the brush wet if that's the technique you want to do. Absolutely can do that. But I'm noticing there's a streak here. I'm going to probably have to paint. I'm going to dry it, and then I'll paint back over top of it. Regardless of however you want to do it, it will work in multiple different ways. There's different techniques. Everybody has a way of doing things. And you can paint this in any color that you want. So if you're like, hey, I want it to be blue, I don't want it to be black, or I want it to be purple, or whatever colors, because we have an array of colors, of course, you absolutely can do that. I'm just going to try and get this dry as best as possible, so when I go back over top, I'm not going to pull any extra off. There's a spot right here that's like, nope, I don't want to dry. So you can also do it like that, and you could do it like this, where you just get the brush wet, grabbing some out. There's a spot right there that's not wanting to cover. But because this now is dry, I can actually do this side. And you could do it like that as well. You can go and do one side over the other, if that's how you want to do it. I just want to still not wet enough, so I'm going to go and just kind of spritz that again. Just kind of help move that into those areas that I need it to cover. So there is that. And now that side is done. So, like you see the other techniques, they're super cool to do. So you can decide whatever technique you want to do. Whatever works best for you. You can also paint it with regular paint. I'm just showing you how to do it with our paste, because our paste is so amazing when you buy it in the jars. There's so many uses that you can do with it. You can get it all used up, and you have many months to do that. So this one we're going to do last, just to give it a little bit of time to cure. Even though I did dry it, we're also going to clean the edges, because I just got so much all over. I don't want that to get into the box frame. Oh my goodness, guys. I should probably grab the Clorox wipes out, but it's all good. We'll take care of this. I mean, there's paste all over this, so I'm not really worried about it. As long as it's not all over my shirt, I'm good. I do have it all over my hands. But, like I said, it can be cleaned up really, really easy. So I'm going to sit this off to the side, let it dry, let it kind of just get in there. To clean up my hands here. Of course, I have it all over the tops of my fingers. I am a messy chalker, but I have a lot of fun, so I'm not really worried about that, right? Okay, so I'm going to put all this in my bowl down here. So I'm not going to use any more of the black. I'm actually going to use Shimmer Frost, and that's this right here. It is a shimmer white. We're going to do this project with that, because I think it's going to be super, super awesome. And we do want to wax this, so I'm just making sure that it's dry, and it is. So, like I showed you guys yesterday with the wax, we're going to do the same process here. All right, we're going to go over top And we're just going to wax the whole surface. Okay, we're going to let that sit for just a second. My goodness, I'm still getting paste on my fingers from the edges. I get that. Like I said, if you're not making a mess, you're not crafting. Crafts always make a mess. Even if it's like beads or you're doing stuff with glue or anything, it's always messy. Always, always, always. Okay. So now that that's sat for just a second, I'm going to use the side that's got the tag. And I'm just going to go back over top, pulling all the extra off that I have. Now it's going to be shiny. Don't freak out that it's going to be shiny. And I'm actually going to go over it and heat it up a little bit. Just because I want to pull all that extra off. It's a little bit easier to spread when it's warm. So we're going to go just like that. Back over top. All right, so this one, we're going to do the cozy cabin. I always write on the back of mine. So, cabin, top, and a dash mark. Because we're using this once. And believe me, guys, I will use it way more than once. This has got little sweaters written all over them, I think. So, using a paste single, I'm going to show you guys how easy these paste singles are to use. And you can paint with our paste singles as well. So if you're like, I don't want a whole jar of paste, you don't have to. Hold on, guys. I just noticed I have a fuzzy there. You do not have to buy that. You can paint with just the single. So when you get a paste single, you're going to go like this. You're going to mix it all up with your fingers, and you're going to push everything down towards the bottom. And I'm going to cut a corner right here. And I'm going to put just a little bit in a paste tray. Or you can take it out and you can put it directly on your squeegee, which is another way to do it. Or you can put it directly on your project. We are going to do it on the squeegee just because I think it's going to show you guys that you don't need a lot. And our shimmers take a little bit longer to dry, so they're a little bit easier to work with compared to our regular paste. But you saw how little that was, guys, and it just covered this whole project. The whole thing has been covered. I'm going to go back over top just to make sure that it's completely done. And there's still a bunch of it on there. So we're going to slowly peel this off. And there is the cozy cabin. And it's got a shimmer to it, so it's going to be kind of shimmery in the light. It's going to look really pretty. And then we'll put that in a drop-in box frame. Let me dry it real quick. And our shimmers do take a little bit longer to dry too. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, I love the shimmers. Shimmers are my all-time favorite, to be honest, because all of the colors are beautiful. Even gold. I'm not a huge fan of gold, but I love the shimmer gold, especially for the holidays. It just looks really, really pretty. And then you're just going to drop it back in that box frame. And there is the cozy cabin. Super cool, right? So now we need to do our next project, which I'm just double checking and making sure the sides are dry, and they are, because I have it all over my fingers. All right, so we got to wax this, just like we did the last one. Now this is actually what the wax looks like when you get a brand new wax. This is what it looks like. There's a lot in that jar, you can see. But I still have plenty in this one. So I'm going to use it until I can't use it anymore. I am one of those people that's like, I'm going to get my money's worth. I'm just saying. And so that's what I do. I use it until you can't get any more out of it. Because that's just how I am. All right. Now let me heat that up again, like we just did. This makes it a little bit easier for you to move it around and buff it back off. Yeah, I agree. The shimmers are just beautiful. And then obviously this side with the tag. All right. So now we got that all done. So we're going to set that here. And then this says Winter Kisses Snowflake Wishes. That's going to look super cool in that frost as well. Winter Kisses. Top and a dash mark. And you want to keep all of this. You want to keep your backer sheets. You want to keep all of that. Your packaging tells you all your care instructions. You just want to keep all of that. Plus, when they're a little bit bigger transfers, they're easier to hang up. I always hang up my C's, D's, and E's using pant hangers. They just work great for that. And then my smaller ones go into portfolios. Because that is a question that I actually do get asked sometimes, is like, how do you store your transfers? And that is what I do. Okay, so now all right, I'm gonna push this down. And we're gonna take, now here's another technique that you can do too. You can take and put some of it on the actual project. That's how you want to do it. And then go back over top. You can absolutely do it that way as well. You just want to be careful that you don't use too much, because now look, I have a lot extra left over. Now for me, I could always put this back in the jar and I'm not going to waste it. Or if you're not going to have, if you don't have the jar, that is wasted paste. So you just got to kind of be careful on how much you use. Okay, we're going to set that there. Slowly pull this off. Okay. And we'll dry that. We'll drop that in the box frame. So we'll have two that are painted black, two that are black and white. These are basically black and white, but it's black and shimmer. And then tomorrow, I think we're going to use color of the month. And yeah, I just store mine in the jars. But with this paste nickel, there's still a bunch left. I'm just going to let that paste dry in that corner, and it's going to be good to go. All right. So I'm going to drop this in. And there's our other one. So you got the two that we just did. We had the two from yesterday, which are sitting over here. Where did I put those? Oh, I set them over another table. Hold on, let me lift this up here. So I'm going to put that back into the paste jar. That's just going to be easier for me. I'm going to close up the wax, clean up my mess, you know, all of the things that we got to do. And here are the two that we did. Super cute, right? Love them. They're super awesome. So when we put them up on the shelf, we'll have a variety, because tomorrow we're going to use the Glacier color, which is our color of the month. It is limited stock, guys. So if you want it, you're going to want to grab like an order. And I'm pretty sure when I put this all into a cart link, it's going to give you enough to get that Glacier. And we will do that project tomorrow. Two more, and then we're going to get them put up on the shelf, and I'll take a picture of them. When we do the top part of our shelf, we're going to do the Christmas trees, which I'm super excited about. So we will do that one on the 13th, so that the whole shelf will be done by the 13th. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all of your support. If you are not a chalk couture designer, please click that SHARE button. And as always, if you're shopping with me, please round up with lots of love at checkout. Every penny makes a huge difference. Plus, I will put everything in a cart link so it's super easy for you guys. And you can take away from the cart link or add to, whatever you want to do. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.